everyone. Welcome to class. Welcome to your practice. That got me a bit. Thank you so much for being here in our class. If this is your first time to do a class here at Gentle Stretching, welcome. My name is Rain. I'll be here to guide you through your practice for today. If you have been in some of my classes here live, thank you so much for coming back. We're going to do something really awesome today. We're not going to stand or anything at all standing. We're just going to go and take a sit here and do some floor poses. So feel free to find yourself a space, probably or hopefully where you can't be bothered, because we're going to do Yin Yoga for today. If you haven't tried Yin Yoga before, this is the perfect practice for you because this is really awesome for beginners. Well, all of Yin Yoga practices are good for beginners, so I'm going to teach you some for today's class. So I have here my yoga mat. I'm here. You can go and find yourself seated at the center of your yoga mat as well. If you don't have yoga mat at all, you can just find yourself a good space, maybe in bed, maybe just like a good space enough for you to lie down. I have props here with me. I have 2 blocks. In a typical Yin Yoga class, you usually have more than this. Sometimes you have yoga bolsters, something like a big thick pillow. You can also have blankets and some yoga straps. Feel free to grab them right now. Put them on the side so that you can use them later on. Since we are dealing with Yin Yoga for today's practice, props are needed. But since I have only 2 blocks, if you don't have any props at all, I'll show you some as well. So props are there to support us because we're going to make sure that we're going to be supported very, very nicely today. So since Yin Yoga is our practice, if you haven't done Yin Yoga practice before, comparing it to some of the yoga styles that you may have done, or what I'm teaching here in Gentle Stretching, is that Yin Yoga targets mainly the fascia, the joints. Basically that one. So you can see that in our yoga poses for today, we're going to stay there for at most 4 to 5 minutes, maybe even 8. If you want to go and try that, you can go back to this video and play it, pause it at some poses, and stay there whenever you feel like you need more. We're going to focus on the breath work as well. So there will be parts of the Yin Yoga practice wherein the first minute would be mostly about finding yourself on your sweet spot. Begin to wiggle every single part of your body so you can find yourself at ease at that pose, no matter how hard or challenging it is. And then the 2nd to the 4th minute is where you can find yourself controlling the breath or being in the body and the mind. And then the last minute or so would be more about allowing yourself to really surrender. There will be some thoughts within you that will say you want to go ahead, or somehow thinking so much far in the future that you want to go and come out of the pose. And that is the challenge of Yin Yoga, allowing yourself to be in the present moment while you're there at the pose. And the challenge is to stay still. You're invited to be still in a pose, where some yoga practices tends to really allow you to stay there for just a couple of breaths, a couple of cycles of breath. This time, we're just going to go and stay at one pose. Yes? So again, find yourself at the center of your mat. Grab your blocks, maybe pillows, maybe bolsters, anything that you have there with you. Put them on the side. I'll show you how you can use them. So without further ado, let's go and start your practice, starting off with your easy sitting pose. Here in your easy sitting pose, it can look like this, like your normal seated pose on the mat. I usually like to take my knees a little bit higher so that I can flex my feet like so. And then I'm going to tug it in so that my knees can somehow rest on my ankles like that. This is one good way if you feel like knees are not doing good today, or it's just really tight. You can find a pillow, a bolster, a blanket, or a block like this one. Place it here underneath the bum so you can find yourself elevated, lengthening the crown of your head and feeling tall on the spine. Like this. Yes? So I'm going to go here just so you can see how it looks like on the side. Like that. Yeah? You can find 1 or 2 blocks or any kind of pillow that you have there. I want to find myself seated on the floor so I can feel more grounded. Feel free to do that with me as well. You can have books, thick ones. Place them underneath the knees if you feel like this is not good at all. Yeah? There's so much options for today. This is the part of Yin Yoga where it feels really fun because you can allow yourself to be at this moment where you can discover how your body is in its full range. Take your hands wherever you feel like it. Here at the center, Towards the knees, maybe palms up or down. Roll the shoulders to the ears as you inhale. Roll them down and back as you exhale. And then option to find your gaze forward. Doesn't have to be at the screen. Just follow my voice. You can also do this live with your headphones on or your earbuds on. Or soften the gaze towards the top of your mat or the space that you're having right now. Or feel free to close the eyes as you take a few moments to find awareness in how you're breathing. So inhales and exhales to start allowing yourself to be here in your present moment, and allow me to guide you as you take your practice for today. So deep inhales and exhales to start, or just notice how you're breathing. Notice if there's any sensation in the body that you somehow need to address, any tension maybe from whatever happened during the day, how you woke up this morning, something in the neck and your shoulders. Soften the belly, allow the hips to fall heavy on the mat, and allow your legs to really release and surrender. Give yourself permission to let go of any kind of control in the mind, in the body right now, and just breathe. Soften the face, relax the shoulders, soften the jaw. Make some space between the roof of your mouth and your tongue, and then slowly put it back in. And as you make your way towards the center of your sacred space, see if you can control the breath by taking equal amounts of inhales and exhales. Maybe deepen the inhale, hold the breath, and then slowly deepen the exhale as well and hold the breath. Bear in mind that if you have something that you're carrying with you right now, physically, such as low blood or high blood pressure, or if you are pregnant, please don't hold the breath. Keep on breathing. You don't want anything that can allow you to feel dizzy at the moment. Big inhales and exhales. And once you feel that you're more into your present moment, begin to open the eyes. Welcome yourself back to your physical body. And then slowly, let's go inside your practice. So in a Yin Yoga practice, everything is at most meditative. So we're going to try and stay there in all of the poses a little bit deeper. Since we don't have that much time, I'm going to try to give you some poses that you can stay. If ever you feel like something is not good, or if something is tight, some things that we don't, that we always feel during the day. Let's go find yourself in a hero pose first. So I'm going to go here at the center of my mat on my tabletop. This time, knees will come together or hip width distance apart. Slowly untuck the toes and put them on the side so you can make some space here in between. Slowly take your hips towards the space that you made for yourself and tug the ankles and the heels, the feet towards the hips like so. So this is your hero pose. So knees are going to ground down here. If you feel like your knees are coming up, take your knees a little bit wider, maybe 1 or 2 knuckles away from each other. Notice if there's anything on your knees and your quads and of course your ankles. If this is not okay at all, find your blanket, your pillow, or your bolster, or your block. I have a block here with me. Place it here underneath your bum so that you can elevate yourself a little. Yes? So see what feels good. Again, tugging the ankles near you. Take your knees a little bit near each other. Yeah? So give yourself permission to discover yourself while you're here. See if there's anything tight. And then slowly, since you're here, you have an option to stay here if this is already good enough. Feel tall at the crown of your head. We're not taking a back bend, so making sure that your lower belly is activated, ribs are in. We're not pulling it out like that. If you want to go for more, we're going to pair it with your arms. So slowly, inhale, lengthen your arms forward. And we're going to try your eagle arm. So left arm on top, right arm at the bottom. Option to bend the elbows, backs of your hands together. If this is too much, extend the top arm and then just pull it towards the opposite side. Yeah, you'll usually see this whenever you do like your workouts, your exercises, the ones that you usually do in the morning. Or if you want, find your eagle arms in full. Wrap both of your palms together like so. Yeah. You want to take your shoulders down, away from the ears. Visualize your scaps or your shoulder blades to really press forward so that your elbows will reach towards the front, maybe the top of your mat, and then your fingertips will point to the sky. You can really feel the opening at the back. It's as if you want to inflate the back of the heart. We're just going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the hands. Stay there on your seat. We're going to try everything on the opposite side. If that was too much, roll the shoulders back and front. Wiggle it if you need that. Let's go do everything on the opposite side. Reaching your arms forward. This time, right arm is on top, left arm at the bottom again. Bend the elbows, backs of your hands, or both of your palms come in full bind. Elbows will reach forward, fingertips to the sky. Inflate the back of the heart, shoulder blades widen to the side. Take your shoulders down so you can really feel this nice stretch. You can also feel it on the neck for a moment. And just breathe here. Remember earlier we wanted to try equal amounts of inhales and exhales. See if you want to have that to this one. And if anything feels tight or something of a pain is poking at the back or on your shoulders, take a step back. We always have points of progression and regression in every single pose that we're doing. Just one more inhale here. And then exhale, let's release. Release your hands, release your arms, shake the shoulders forward and back. Yes, that's good. Now we're going to do another one. We're going to go and find your Gomukhasana or your cow face poses. So how do you release yourself from this pose? Take your hands forward, come to your tabletop once more. You can take a drum roll on the toes, on your feet, if that was too much, yes. Cross the ankles and then take a seat, or just swing your legs to the side and find yourself seated once more, legs in front. So take your hands at the back, take both of your feet here, maybe wide, and then swing side to side, like so. Releasing anything on your ankles and your hips. Now we're going to find Gomukhasana. I'm going to do this first. See if you can go and try this with me at the same time. If not, just look at me first. Right foot at the bottom. So you can bend that in, heel towards the hips. So it's like your knee is pointing in front. And then slowly, the other leg, we're going to stack it on top. So still in a bend. We're going to find yourself here, something like this, something like a half lotus. So you want, it can look like knees will come parallel to each other. Keep flexing the feet to support the knees. If you want some more, you can take your hands forward, lift the hips, and then press all of your hips down. Because sometimes when your one leg is up, the hip comes with it, so it goes a little bit higher than the other. So you want to press it down, so all of your hips are down. We're targeting here, the sides of the glutes, the sides of the hips. Keep flexing the feet. Ankles can come far, like so, and can come near the hips, like so. So up to you. See what feels good. Now you want options, blocks, pillows, bolsters. First, we're going to take it here, underneath the knees. Or you can take it again, underneath the bum. There you go. See what feels good. Yeah, so this is what's happening on your legs for your Gomukhasana. This is already good enough. You can gently just fold if you want some more. It's as if your heart wants to tug the left knee, grounding down. Or if you want, we're going to go find Gomukhasana arms. So hands will reach up high. I'm going to bend my left elbow so that my left hand will go to the middle of my shoulders at the back. And then slowly your right hand will go and grab that left elbow. We're going to feel the side bodies open. If your ribs are coming out, we're not taking a back bend. So let everything come in. Ground down onto all of your hips. And then see if you want to go for more. If you feel like your left arm is tugging the head, take it away there. Right hand will go down and around to meet your left hand to a bind. Yeah, so it will look like this, just so you can see what's happening. This is where you have an option to find a strap. So put it on each hand. One arm, one hand tugs the other, so you can feel the opening at the side of the body. Find a full bind or maybe not. This is a part of your practice where you notice what the body is saying. If this is too much, the body will tell you to say, don't go there, take a step back. If you want to go for more, the body will say, let's try, and do that. The only thing that you're going to do is breathe and listen to it and see how that feels. Ribs are in. We're just going to stay there for 5. Take 4. 3. Fold down if you want some more. Last 2. Last 1. And then release. Release the bind. Release your hands. Come back center. Roll the shoulders forward and back. Take your hands at the back. Unravel the feet. Swing side to side, windshield wipers. There you go. Now we're going to do everything on the opposite side. Come back center. This time, the left leg is at the bottom. So bend that and knee pointing forward. Heel near the hip. And then slowly stack that leg on top. Like so. Flexing the feet. Take it far. If you want to go for more, take it in. If you want to find less, take your hands forward. Lift the bum. Just to make sure that all of your weight is not just on one bum. Grounding everything in. Yes, find a block. Place it here at the bottom of your knees like that, or at the bottom of your hips. Take your hands up and overhead. This time we're going to bend the right elbow. Left hand will go to the right elbow. Or again, left hand will go down and around to meet your right hand at the back for a bind. There you go. Now you're noticing that one side is different from the other. That is fine. Option to stay here. If you want some more, gently fold down. Heart towards the right knee. Reach the crown of your head forward. If you feel that one bum is coming up, take a step back, lean back, and ground everything down. You want to soften the face and really, somehow, what we usually say, send the breath on your hips. Always send the breath on the spaces that we try to open whenever we do Yin Yoga. And again, come to the breath. Notice how you're breathing. Is it shallow? Is it deep? In for 3, 2, last one. And then slowly let's release. Come back center. Release your hands. Release the bind. Take your hands at the back. Unravel the feet. Swing side to side. Yes, that can feel really intense, especially if you haven't done it in a while or if this is your first time to do a stretch on your arms and your legs. All right, so we're going to do one more. So this is your Sphinx pose. So we're going to go and find ourselves in our prone position. Release any block or any props onto the side and find yourself lying down, belly down to the ground. So in your prone pose, shoulders will stack onto the elbows like so. Palms will go open here. Yes. So first off, releasing any tension or anything that you're dumping on the low back. Bend the knees, flex the feet, and swing side to side. This is one thing that you can do if there's something on the low back before starting your Sphinx pose. And then once you're good, release the feet. You want to take your feet wider. Yes, like that, wider than the hips. And then slowly, heart is looking forward. You are looking forward as well. Roll the shoulders down and back. Now, this one, we're going to find this an active pose, not like this one. So you want to take your elbows a little bit more narrow than your shoulders, and then take your hands wider than the shoulders. You can turn out your hands as if your thumbs are pointing towards the front of the mat. So that is what's happening on your hands. You want to squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then, this is the most important part. You want to drag your elbows towards your hips. So you can really feel this nice opening on the heart. Roll the shoulders down and back, lift the crown of your head. Or if you want some more, tuck your chin a little bit so you can find that nice stretch at the back of the neck. Now with your legs, I want you to activate your legs by pressing the tops of your feet. The weight is at the pinky side of the toes. So much pressing that you lift your knees. Yeah, when you do that, your hamstrings are engaged, your glutes are there for you, your quads are strong. Now, if you feel this dragging sensation on your elbows towards your hips, everything is active in your Sphinx pose. You can find yourself on a nice back bend. We're just going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, last 2, you got this. And 1. Soften the legs, release the elbows onto the side, place the forehead towards your hands. Close your eyes for a few moments. I know that can be too much. So come back to the breath. Big inhales and deep exhales through the nose or through the mouth. Then slowly, once you're ready, open the eyes. Take your hands to the side, your favorite one. Take your feet hip distance apart or big toes will touch. Press the hands to the ground as you lift yourself to the back towards your child's pose. Yes, Yin Yoga comes with child's pose as well. So hips to the heels, knees either together or pull them to the side to open the heart. Keep reaching your hands long towards the top of your mat, towards the top of your space to allow this opening on the sides of the body and allow the forehead down. Maybe you can find that crease between the forehead and the nose. And then slowly, if you want this a little bit more passive, release the tension on your arms, take your forearms down, and just come back to the breath. Inhale for 3. Last 2. Last one here. And then slowly, let's release. Looking forward, come back to your tabletop. Yes, and then slowly crawl the knees towards the center. Again, cross the ankles or just swing your legs to one side and take a seat, extending your legs forward. We're going to go and find in Yin Yoga, it's called caterpillar. In your vinyasa or your ashtanga, it's called paschimottanasana, or your seated forward bend in English. Open the thighs and the glutes out wide so you can sit down on your sit bones rather than the flesh on the bum. Yes, you want your knees and your toes pointing to the sky rather than swaying onto the side like so. So with your caterpillar pose, you have an option to take your feet together, hip distance apart. Now come your props with you. First off, block underneath the knees so that you can find some bend on the knees if this is too much. I know for some this is really, really challenging to go and do a seated forward bend. So find a block here underneath the knees. Second one is if you want to go and find yourself here in a really, really nice supported pose, find pillows, 2, 3, 4, up to you here in front of you. I'm gonna mock a pillow like this, like so, or maybe even taller like that. So that when you do fold down, you can find yourself supported like so. Yeah, can look like that. So throw in the most comfortable pillows once you do this. Option to keep bending the knees so you can feel this nice opening from the low back towards the back of the neck. And of course, your hams, your calves waking up as well. Yeah. Keep a nice steady engagement on your quads. Lift the kneecaps so you can support your hamstrings when you fall down. You have an option to point, to flex, or to flank the feet, up to you. Yes, so whenever you're ready, with or without props, let's go and find ourselves extending our hands up and overhead as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we're just gonna fold down. Doesn't have to go really deep. It's really up to you. Again, find your pillows. Place one side of the face on the pillow if you're there, and then go towards the other if you find yourself somehow tight on the neck. If you are here with me without any props and you want to go for more, you can find your hands maybe to the shins, or Victor fingers will wrap onto the big toes, or hands will go to the outer edges of each foot and then try to tap or really pull the pinky toe towards the heart. Or if you have your full bind with you, if you have your bind practice, you can reach forward, maybe find a block, place it here at the bottom of the feet, and grab the block on each side like so. Or if you want to go for more, again, only if you want to go for more, take a bind, hands here at the bottom of the feet. Let's go for one big inhale, lengthen, look forward. And then as you exhale, fold down. Again, you want to go more into how your body feels like, not what I'm looking like or what it should look like. It's really knowing what will feel good for your body and no one else's. And that's a practice of yoga, really, to go deep into
your own journey rather than looking or even competing or comparing it to anyone else's journey. So, in every pose that you're going to do in your yin yoga, it's not just a physical aspect that it should feel like this or it should look like this. It's really taking you to places that you don't usually go to and discover how your body goes and how your mind goes whenever you go deep into the pose. Let's take here 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1, and then slowly let's release. Come back center and then shake it off. Shake, shake, shake the legs. Now, one good counter stretch for that is a reverse plank. So, or your Purvattanasana. So, how do you do that? Take your hands at the back, maybe 1 or 2 hands away from the hips. Fingertips are pointing front. Now we're going to point our toes as well, maybe together or maybe hip width distance. Yes, we roll the shoulders down and back, bend the elbows pointing to the back here. Now, this is the important one. You want to tuck the tailbone as if your tailbone wants to point towards the heels. And then on your next inhale, you're going to press from your hands to lift the hips, clench the glutes, pop the pinky toes towards the ground or all of your toes to the ground as you lift yourself towards your reverse plank. You want to press on all of your hands. You have an option to gaze forward or to the sky. 1 big inhale. And an exhale, let's release. Bend the elbows, chin to chest, and hips will fall down to the ground, like so. So in every yin yoga practice or every yin yoga pose, you always need to do a counter stretch because you're gonna stay there for really long. We just did really short right now because we don't have that much time. If you wanna go for a little bit more depth there in all of your poses, stay there for 4 to 5 minutes or even more, maybe like 8, and then go to the other side once you're ready. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you have any questions, just go and comment down below. We're going to try to answer them the best and the fastest way we can. Again, my name is Rain. Thank you so much for practicing with me.